Sandalphon, the latest 5-star water staff added as part of the October 2021 Gala Remix. She brings some complexity and the capability to push out some damage with her unique transformation. My first attempts at piloting her have been painful, but that's probably a skill issue. My name is Xenozilus, and welcome to the Sandalphon Deep Dive. First up, her hallmark ability, Heavenly Wings. Sandy transforms into her unique form using a Dragon Drive style gauge. This form comes with two unique skills which I'll cover in a bit. Her standard adventurer form also has two protocols, Coordination and Concentration, toggleable by holding full strike for 1.5 seconds. And lastly, Sandalphon's first and second skills, as well as during Shapeshift, grant defense amp up to a team amp of level 3, with a cooldown of 20 seconds between activations. Next up, her skills. Sandwich operates using skill reservoirs much like Gala Ordric and Gala Alex, but with no chain mechanics. Thanks to the protocols, these skill descriptions get a tiny bit lengthy. Sandalphon's first skill is Angelic Praise. The baseline effect is a team-wide 80% potency heal followed by another 15 seconds of 20% potency regen. During Coordination Protocol, this also grants 40% overdamage for 30 seconds. During Concentration Protocol, this grants Sandcastler a stack of Rapid Analysis, a unique buff. I'll cover that in a second. Angelic Praise is generally the skill you'll be spamming the most, stocking up Rapid Analysis once overdamage is handled. During her transformation, this skill becomes Celestial Skewer, dealing 2,658 damage across 2 hits. If Sanitizer has the Rapid Analysis buff, one stack is consumed to heal the team for 60% potency, and immediately ready Celestial Skewer for use. Angelic Praise is also shareable for 6 points, giving healing, regen, and overdamage, costing 15,352 SP as a shared skill. In situations where you'd use Yukata Cassandra's unspiraled skill share, Sandalphon's skill is a strict upgrade in almost all situations, only losing out in the size of the initial heal, which is only smaller by 7% potency. Sandalphon's second skill is Angelic Wings, with a baseline effect of a team-wide 135% potency heal. During Coordination Protocol, this removes all afflictions on the team. If a team member has an affliction removed this way, they gain a 30% maximum HP buff. During Concentration Protocol, this fills Sandalwood's transformation gauge by 600 points, which has a maximum cap of 1,800 points. The Concentration Protocol gauge fill doesn't really need to be used more than once in a fight. If you're actively attacking with Sandalphon, then she can sustain her gauge even during the transformation. During the transformation, the skill becomes Celestial Castling, dealing 2,191% damage across 7 hits, inflicting Frostbite, as well as inflicting one of Poison, Burn, Paralysis, Stormlash, Flash Burn, Shadow Blight, or Scorch Rend at random. This skill will consume a stack of Rapid Analysis to heal the team for 50% potency, and immediately ready Celestial Castling for use. As for the rest of Sandpaper's kit, she has the standard Staff Recovery Potency co-ability, a Chain co-ability granting a 25% hit point shield whenever you're hit with an inflicting attack, Stun Resist, and 150 points to Sandy's Shapeshift gauge whenever her hit points are restored, with a 10-second cooldown between activations. Something that's not mentioned as part of her abilities is Sandalphon's unique attack. This is a close-range AoE attack, but it's quirky in that it doesn't need to hit anything to generate SP, as well as healing Sandalphon and the most injured team member a tiny amount with each attack. So how does this actually pan out when it comes to playstyle? Well, at a bare minimum, Sandy will want to get overdamage up and running, especially for Legend Twins. Switch over to Concentration Protocol to kickstart her transformation gauge, and then start stacking up Rapid Analysis to burn on transformed skills. If an opportunity to cleanse an affliction arises, toggling to Coordination Protocol to fire off an S2 will give a hefty hit point buff to the cleansed adventurer. In practice though, I found that Sandbag has a lot of things to juggle. I found protocol tracking pretty difficult as the buff icon that denotes which protocol you're in gets pushed to the end of the list whenever it's updated, but then climbs the list again as more buffs arrive. In a hectic fight where buffs are flying around everywhere like Legend Twins, taking your eyes off your buffs for a second to dodge a mechanic means you'll lose track. This should get better with practice, however, and in hindsight I could probably use the colour of Sandalphon's skill icons to keep track, though that requires a bit of memorization. Once you're familiar with Sandalphon, she should provide ample healing and overdamage support while also contributing a small amount of DPS to help phase progression in fights. In general, use Sandalphon's transformation as a DPS tool. Dance in and out of it to push damage when healing needs are handled. If your team is eating more mechanics than usual, then you might not get as many chances to use your damaging skills, and that's okay. Sandy's main focus should be keeping her team alive, with DPS as a secondary goal. When it came to the Master Lilith fight, Sandalphon provides adequate healing to handle corrosion, since she can easily stack her regen heals from her S1. Stun healing might come in useful every so often, but that'll depend on the team you fight with. Again, trying to juggle Sandy's protocols and rapid analysis stacks while keeping my team alive and handling the choreographed dance that is Lilith's mechanics was a bit tricky, but Sandalphon offers a high skill ceiling to aim for. Seeing a Sandalphon dance in and out of her transformation in between mechanics and landing all her offensive skills and refreshes should be a thing of beauty to witness once more players are capable of doing so. I think Sandalphon probably takes the place of the water healer you should aim to use for all fights if you can manage it. Her healing and utility is on par with the rest of the Premier Water Staff roster, with the option of extra DPS if you can navigate the fight well. Sandy's healing kit makes a spiraled Nurse Aileen the closest substitute. Nurse Aileen is probably the slightly better pick if your team is leveraging double buffs or strength amp, but otherwise it's fairly close competition. As an AI, however, Sandalphon tries to approach enemies to land hits with her attacks, doesn't switch protocols, and also currently doesn't use her transformation, though that is apparently going to be fixed later on. If you're looking for an AI healer, ironically Sandalphon is probably not the pick for you, despite looking the most robotic. Sandy's adequate for Lilith and a pretty decent fit for the utility requirements of Legend Twins, so overall isn't a bad pick for a player-controlled healer. We'll have to see if she's fit for Surtur later down the line, but chances are she'll be okay. If you've got any further questions or want clarification, feel free to drop a comment down below or pop into my Twitch streams. Thanks for watching until the end, and as always, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.